so for this video we're going to flip over to the underside and we're going to install the lower part of the drive shaft. And that slides onto the differential right there. Then a grub screw goes right through that hole and then we screw it down. Alright, we're going to flip it back over and move on to the transmission. So what we're going to do here is install the upper part of the front of the center drive shaft. And that also has a little grub screw that goes right through there. Okay, now probably for one of the funnest steps of building an E-Revo. You can see there is a line, a groove that goes straight across the center drive shaft. There is a corresponding one that is on the front of that. So this is a pain, but you got to go ahead, guide the drive shaft through there, flip it upside down, and then hope you get it straight into the other part of the drive shaft without any problem. Believe me, this is all just kind of luck. Alright, and it is in. So now we're going to get this other drive shaft, slide that in, line it up, and attach it to the other side of the transmission using, once again, a grub screw. There we go. And we are done with the center drive line. Now the transmission is hooked up to the front and rear differential. So at this point we need to go ahead and attach the transmission to the chassis, and we need the center skid plate in order to do that. So for the two top screws, they go through the skid plate, through the chassis, and hook up to the base of the transmission. Alright, and the two lower screws go through the same process, through the skid plate, through the chassis, and hook up to the base of the transmission. And as for the last four, well, they just attach the skid plate to the chassis. And now it's time to move on to the rockers. Each rocker is comprised of 4 different pieces, a top and a bottom with 2 bushings, or you can use bearings. The bushings go into each side. Then they are clearly marked. This is the bottom and this one's the top. So we go ahead and put these together, and they're held to the differential housing using one of these shoulder screws. So we're just going to slide that through and attach it right there. Okay, and when it's time, the shock will attach to the rocker right there. But I'm not going to be doing that yet. Now it's time to do the other side. Okay, as for the back, it's the same exact process, except the rockers, well, at least for the E-Revo, are a little bit smaller. And all the rockers have been installed. Now is going to be the best time to attach the top of the drive shaft, and it just hooks up to the shaft that comes out of the differential. Once it slides on there, a little grub screw goes through the hole. Now, just got to tighten it. Now it's time to do the same thing for the other side. Slide the top on and put in a grub screw. And once again, I get to do this for the rear. With the rear done, that is all that I'm going to be building for this video.